money as we dive into the Love Doctors.
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. No pill's gonna cure my ill. I got a bad case of loving you.
You submit these online on the Be on the Playhouse page under quick links at y94.com, and then we tackle them a time or two a week here on the show. Love Doctors of Gurus. I have a very specific gift I expect from my significant other this holiday season. I'd rather not say what it is because that would out who I am and who he is, and I don't want to embarrass him. But I've more or less told him, if I don't get this, it is the end of our relationship. And he says that is absolutely ridiculous because he believes what I'm asking for, which is a $2,000 gift, is just insane. But I say that that's how he's going to prove he's going to love me. Who's right in this? Is that even a... I think it's obvious who's right in this.
He is obviously right in this. Oh, my goodness. Why, though, would you think... Unless
That's
it's like...
steep.
Is it... So she can't say what it is. You think it's a ring?
Maybe like an engagement ring, maybe.
Like, show me you're serious. But you can't put... You're like putting a price tag on the relationship. Spend this amount of money for me. Get me this. Relationship is over. What if he can't afford that? That's ridiculous.
If you ain't got this money, our relationship is done. I'm not really, an ultimatum fan. I don't think are ultimatum fans in general, so I think the whole idea is probably a little flawed to begin with. I don't think that giving an ultimatum as far as a Christmas gift goes is probably like really in the holiday spirit, if we're being honest. So I would probably stay away from that. That's a bad idea.
I would probably prepare yourself for not getting that gift.
And maybe not being in a relationship anymore,
Oh, yeah.
if we're being perfectly honest. Love Doctors, you are the love gurus. I feel like I'm a very nice guy, but I have a regular and recurring problem in dating women. So I'm on Tinder, and I meet lots of women, and we have good conversations, but what happens is they see the vehicle I drive, and it all tends to fall apart. It is an older vehicle, but it's not even that I'm financially in a bad place. I just don't want to spend money on something so silly. Cars have never meant a lot to me. So what I do is I buy the cheapest vehicle I can find, usually on Craigslist, and I drive it into the ground. So I a vehicle a year, maybe every 2 years. I have to buy something new, and I usually drive the most rusted, beat up, barely moving, noisy pieces of as women see this and they judge me, and then they don't date me. Other than just explaining my financial motivations and not really caring what I spend, how do I explain this away? It seems to be ruining my dating life.
I know you think this is a good idea, but if you're constantly buying these new cars, you said every year, every 2 years, why don't you just invest and get a reliable vehicle? Buy a good vehicle, and then you don't need to explain why you are doing that. You'll have a good vehicle. You won't have to worry about constantly buying a new one every other year, and I guarantee your dating life is going to get better. But if you still want to stick with that and the terrible cars, I think you have to just be honest with them and say, listen,
I don't care about this. It's
I don't
not
care.
something I care in. It's not what I invest in.
That's how my dad was. He always had the junkiest cars, and it drove me insane. And he said, cars are just to get us from point A to point B. And I thought, come on, man.
A lot of people feel that. I actually hate his mentality, especially if he's like getting these things for a steal, and you get like a year or two out of him. And if you like spent $1,000, actually, it's not a terrible idea. And then the second it's like it just is a money pit, you get rid of it, junk it. It's not a bad plan, but I think you have to find somebody that appreciates that about you.
Yeah, I don't know how my mom dealt with it. Even in 1 year in high school, my best friend sold her junky high school car.
To your dad?
My dad bought it, yeah. And we all thought it was funny.
That
Well,
that
not
is
me.
kinda funny.
But it's like, yeah, Amy's dad bought her car. And I was like, yeah, it's not Leah driving it. That's my dad now.
I don't hate the plan, but you got to find somebody that appreciates that, because there are out there, but there's also people that the vehicle's like a status symbol, and they really kind of judge you based on what you're driving. And if there's a woman you're meeting that is that person and doesn't know kind of what your financial motivations are, well, they see this and they probably immediately go like, oh.
Because then imagine just how embarrassing it is to drive in that. You're
Yeah.
going to restaurants, you're going to stores, you're going to be getting out of that. I could see why some people. I mean, I hated it. I always hated. We were driving anywhere. I'd be like, "Mom, can we take your car? I don't want Dad. I want
Please.
Dad's car."
And finally, love doctors, love doctors. I have been invited to my husband's office holiday party, and we are super, super excited about it. It's going to be a very, very fancy event, and they always throw great parties. In fact, this company is kind of notorious for that. And I was kind of hinting that I didn't think it would be a terrible idea for us to bring some friends with that I know are looking to get engaged. Would it be weird to bring some friends along to his office holiday party so he can propose at a fancy event they otherwise probably couldn't afford? Yes, that's weird.
What?
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Because we have a company holiday party. Can you imagine if you brought your friends with, first of all, because that's now kind of weird, but then they got engaged there? That's super weird.
That is so weird. And how do you know they're welcome?
That's odd.
Okay, first off, you don't know any of the people there
No.
besides probably your husband.
That's super
Then
peculiar.
you're going to bring friends with you who they only know you there. And I guarantee they probably, they want to get engaged and they're looking for a good place to do it. Probably not at your husband's work party. Really the worst idea I've heard in a very long time.
Unless they know a bunch of those other people that are, like, work there, like, unless they're in a friendship circle, I think that's super strange. Like, you know a lot of people.
Yeah.
If we have our company holiday party and you show up with a bunch of people that none of us know, I think that's already kind of weird.
I've already asked if I could, years ago, I would ask if I could bring multiple people to our Christmas party, and I was told no. So you should even just check with his boss.
That's
They'll
weird.
probably get mad.
And then for it to be like, oh, who are these people? And oh my God, they're getting engaged. Does anybody know them? That's weird. That's very, very odd.
It's not the place to do it. Find something else.
Maybe you just got to help the guy come up with some ideas.
You know how they say, like, you never propose to somebody at someone else's wedding or things like that? You're, like, kind of stealing the time away from your husband's
true,
coworkers.
yeah.
They're there to all celebrate the holiday season, working hard. They just want to let loose, have fun. And then what? They're going to have strangers come and they're like, what is going, who are those people?
That one's just a bad idea.
Give me the news. I got